You've probably clicked on this video because you've seen trading bots as they're kind of trending at the moment. So I've made a video warning you about the dangers of buying bots without backtesting them. So check that video out. But this video is going to be explaining pretty much how to set these bots up. And I'm going to be using MetaTrader 4 for this example because I've found MetaTrader 4 is the most stable. Yes, it's a bit older, but it doesn't auto update like MetaTrader 5, therefore making it the more viable option for leaving bots to run 24/7. This video will be going over briefly MetaTrader 4, the basics and how to navigate it, as well as how to set up an EA or trading bot to trade automatically for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing to note about these EAs is they need to be running 24/7. They're not going to work if your terminal isn't open. You can't set it and then turn off your computer. Your computer has to be on 24/7. Otherwise, how's it going to read the charts? I don't know about you, but I am not leaving my computer on 24/7 when I'm away from home and everything. In fact, I can't promise if my internet's going to be up, as well as if my power is going to be on. If my power shuts off, the bot's stopping. I use something called a VPS, or a virtual private server. It's pretty much a desktop that isn't yours, but you connect to it. In other words, it's going to be a computer that's running 24/7, and they promise that it's always going to have internet and it's always going to have power. It's a big server room somewhere in China or wherever you choose. I use FXVM, which is these guys here, and I'll leave a link in the description for a discount code for life. So yeah, it's like $30 a month and it keeps your bots running 24/7. So it's just another computer you're connecting to. I've downloaded a completely fresh MetaTrader 4. This is a completely blank, brand new what happens when you open MetaTrader 4. So it looks a mess. It's old school. Let's just close off everything that we have on the screen now to make it more simple. So on the bottom we have our terminal, which is where we'll see our trades. Let's close that off. Our navigator and our market watch. Completely naked. Let's full screen this chart. In fact, let's close all but one. So we right click in it. Boom. There we go. So we're looking at Euro USD at the moment. And it's not the prettiest. So if you right click, properties, you can change the colors to whatever you want. Now I've changed the chart to colors I like. All right, a lot cleaner. Well, kind of. Up here on the top, you can change it to candlesticks. There you go. That's something you're used to. And you can change it to a line as well if you're a madman. So up here you can change, see what you're looking at. I want to have some custom indicators on this chart. How am I going to do that? There's a bit of a trick to this, but I'll show you now. It's very simple. Our indicator that we want. I want this one right here. Wide range bar. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back into my terminal and I'm going to click here on the top left, File, Open Data Folder, MQL4. This is the files for this terminal. Indicators. I'm just going to right click and paste. So now the indicator is in the terminal. Very simple. Restart the terminal. Now that I've restarted the terminal, let's see if it works. We're going to go Insert, Indicators, Custom, and look for what it's called. WRB Hidden Gap. There you go. Click it. Indicator or Inputs. And here's all the settings you can do for it. So now we have our wide range bars or places we can target for price. That's pretty much how to get custom indicators. I'm going to delete it because it just looks confusing and I'm going to keep it simple. Delete. You can find all other indicators in here that come with MetaTrader 4, but that's just simply for custom indicators. I'm going to post all the indicators I use in my Discord, including the break-even line, which is pretty critical for dollar cost averaging trading, which is what I do and what my bot does. I'm also going to leave set files in my Discord of strategies that I use, high risk strategies, pair specific strategies, just strategies I've tested and tested and tested over the years. So have a look in the description because there'll be a link there for my Discord. Now, what you've been waiting for. Let's look how to actually set up EAs or trading bots in MetaTrader 4. First thing you're going to need is an MQL5 profile or account because this is the marketplace where you buy trading bots from. There's literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of trading bots. Since we're on MetaTrader 4, you need to make sure that you're on the MetaTrader 4 section. This is my EA over here, my dollar cost averaging bot. You can use whatever bot you want, but pretty much once you purchase off this marketplace, you're going to come back into your MetaTrader 4 terminal and click up here on the top right. Log in. You're going to go to your terminal, go over to market. And if you're actually logged in, over next to downloads will say purchased. You're going to click on that. Whatever bot you've bought will be there, and you're going to download that. Once you've downloaded it, you're going to need to restart your terminal like you did with the indicators. Once you've done that, come up to the navigator here, and under expert advisors, it should show up here the name of whatever you've bought. This is my one here. What I'm going to want to do is click and drag it over the chart. So here's all the settings you have, and you're going to want to tick allow live trading. Go over to the inputs, and here's all the settings you can choose. If you have another EA from someone else, you may not be able to change the settings yourself. But if it's an EA where you can change the settings, this is where you'll change them, up here in inputs. Whatever settings you want, choose them and click OK. If you want set files that I've already tested, you download them from my Discord, click load, and just load the set file in, which is settings for the bot to run. Then you're going to click OK. Now you'll see there's a little smiley face up the top of the screen, and currently he's frowning. That's no good. You don't want him frowning. If he's frowning, he's not trading for you. So let's see what happens if I tick the green box. Now he's smiling. So auto trading, you have to tick on. Let's just tick it off once again, because this is currently on AUD NZD, one pair. I'm going to show you how to efficiently load the EA on all the pairs you want to trade. It's very important, this next step. So listen, you're going to save this template, and you have to call it default. It has to be default, all right? Save. This currently has whatever settings you have in the bot, as well as the chart colors. So when we go over to Market Watch and we open a new pair, say AUD USD, it's going to have the same chart layout as well as the same settings for the EA. And whatever pairs you want, you're just going to right click, chart window, chart window, chart window. So pretty much that is the easiest way. You have to save it as default. If you don't save it as default, it's going to reset. Every time you open a chart window, it's going to be the original black and green MetaTrader colors, and it won't have your bot on it. So every time you open a chart, you're going to have to put in the settings for the EA, which is no fun, especially when you're using it on a VPS, which is typically very fucking slow. On the topic of VPSs being extremely slow and annoying, make sure your settings are right, because the last thing you want to do is open up every chart window and then realize that the settings are wrong. For my bot, this is my bot specifically, whatever chart is open is what it's going to be looking at or trading. So if you want 15-minute moving average crosses, you're going to have the M15 chart and open them up on every pair. You need to change the magic numbers under here for each pair. So this one you can do 7, they can be whatever you want. It's just so the bot reads and recognizes what it's looking at. So say that one was 7, this number cannot be 7, but it can be any other number in the world. So it can be like this. And you're going to do this for all the pairs that you're trading. You're going to have to change every number to whatever. They just cannot be the same. The market's unfortunately closed because it's a Sunday, but this is a very important step you need to do, and that is that you need to place an order. So do a 0.01, the smallest lot, because you're going to delete it. You're going to click sell or buy, whatever. As I said, the market's closed, and it's going to show up in your terminal, in trade, and you're just going to press the X button on it. You're going to close that trade off. Then your brand new MetaTrader 4 will have a pop-up screen that's asking you if you want to accept one-click trading. You need to tick that as yes, otherwise the EA is not going to work. As you can see, I've already done it with this account, and that's why it's got 80 cents lost on it. So you're probably going to lose a few cents or make a few cents. Just make sure you use the smallest lot size you possibly can, accept the one-click trading. Otherwise, the bot's not going to work. Make sure you have this ticked. Also, make sure that you have this ticked. Make sure you got the smiley face up here. And make sure your settings are right as well. So probably test it on a demo account first, as well as always backtest. Backtest to make sure you're not going to lose your money. I've covered this in another video. Alright, so hopefully from this video, you now know how to set up a trading bot or an EA on MetaTrader 4. You should also know how to put custom indicators in. Always remember, your terminal has to be open 24/7 for the bot to work. So don't forget to use a VPS. If you have any questions, message me in Discord. I'll leave a link for that. If you found the video helpful, subscribe because I get heaps more videos coming out. With that being said, cheerio.